Welcome back to Beyond the Classroom. Today with me, I have Chris Allen, who are you the manager down there, Chris? Exactly what is your title? Chris runs the Concept Forge. Chris, besides telling us exactly, whether or not you got a title down there, because I'm sorry, I ought to know that, and I don't. What the heck is the Concept Forge for those listeners who just don't know? What makes it different than a traditional makerspace?
Yeah, and thanks for having me. As far as the my title, I'd say coordinator is the one I'm
Okay.
given right now, but manager, operator, maker, designer, you name it. I've been
Jack of
still
all trades?
yeah. Yeah, as far as the concept forge goes, for those that don't know, we're a makerspace on a LCCC's campus. We're open to the general public, but we also service the students here. We run classes during the semesters, a lot of entrepreneurship classes, and help with prototypes during those classes. Um, but just all around idea space. Our doors are always open, and we haven't turned any idea away, but we teach 3D printing. We also teach laser engraving and etching. I like to say we do a bit more than your nephew's 3D printing. Um, we take a different approach to that with the higher end materials and the higher end printers that we use.
Okay.
So we have a lot of intermediate printers. We have a lot of uh, military grade printers.
Wow.
And then we can print metal as well. So we have a lot of metal printers that we use quite a bit. And um,
Concept of printing metal is still blows my mind, right? You think of a 3D printer and I still think of plastic parts.
Mhm.
The idea of printing metal, just that I have trouble wrapping my head around that.
Oh, it's crazy, and the technology's been there since 60s, 70s, 80s. It's just now we're using it. Now things are cheaper. We can get the parts to make the machines. And, uh, even if a machine, $120,000 seems like a high price tag, that's a lot lower than where it used to be from 500,000 to $1 million machine. But it still amazes me every day.
I had no idea that the 3D printing technology had been around that long.
Yeah, and it's all Cartesian. It's basically just a hot glue gun with some stepper motors, and you're just getting your stuff built up.
I had seen them in the 90s. I had worked for a government subcontractor down in Florida, and they were just getting into 3D printing. But I've seen some of the things you guys have produced, and what they did back in the 90s doesn't hold a candle to what you guys do now.
Oh yeah, and I first remember seeing one at Barnes and Noble, and they were just printing little things, and I thought, how just novel it was. I really didn't see the application, but now it's everywhere, and the kids are learning about it, um, and I think everybody's eventually going to be using them.
Just think of it, every house with a 3D printer.
That's the business plan. You figure Snap on the wall or even uh any of those little brands, they sell you the printer. You go buy their catalog, buy their subscription. They send you the filament, and then I need this fitting for my garage, or I need this handle for my cabinets, and then you just scroll through, punch it in, and you're printing it at home.
So a little different than the Star Trek is kind of where I think of it. It just gets beamed to your house. But I, since we can't do matter transportation, this is probably the next best thing, right?
Yeah, and I think, in that world, this is probably where they started. So,
Send you the plans, and all of a sudden, your 3D printer just starts working at home, and
yep,
off it goes.
yep.
Wow, talk about Internet of Things.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So you've got 3D printers down there. You can print plastic. You can print metal. Talked about laser engraving. What other kinds of toys do you have down there?
Yeah, we have large format printing, so we do a lot of stickers, banners, posters, and the way that we're set up, people can come in and learn how to do it on their own. We'll show them how we make banners. But then we have a mom down there right now that's making banners for a birthday party, and she's printing them out, and she's pressing the edges and putting the grommets in. and saves them some money and helps us, make some money. And we get to, have those good conversations with people down there and plan parties,
So I'm hearing community members. What kind of mix of folks do you get coming in and out of the forge?
We see a lot of crafters. So we see a lot of those people that are, they do a little bit of it already at home. Maybe they have a printer, maybe they have a laser or something. So we see a lot of that trying to expand and build up uh, their vision or their dream.
Okay.
We see a lot of people who have struggled with a lot of those things. They've struggled with their printers or they broke the printer and they're coming for some guidance. But then we get a lot from the schools. We're getting a lot of homeschooled groups. That's one of our biggest ones.
That's neat.
And then 4-H, we do a lot with the 4-H groups, scouts.
Okay.
Got a few scout groups down there. And this is them coming in. My team and I were planning a project for them before they get there, cutting everything out beforehand, but then we're walking them through the steps, showing them how it's made, and then we're assembling it together.
So I know you guys have been in, well, the news as it is today, right? Over some of the projects you've done. What are some of the really unique projects for those people who haven't seen what you guys have done? What have you done?
Yeah, so we've a lot of the ones on the news, we scanned some gravestones. So they were found on the Oregon Trail. And the goal with those is we scan them with we have an Artec Leo, so it's the first AI powered scanner. And we scan that, but what it'll do is it'll go in and fill in anything that we're not able to scan, or let's say the letters aren't as great as they need it to be. We can go into that software and recreate it.
Huh.
The goal with those, some of those gravestones are about 3 foot, almost 3 foot tall.
Wow.
So initially we wanted to 3D print those and put them back at the grave sites because these are privately owned
Okay.
and then also owned by a museum here in Wyoming. But with plastics and weather, we probably could print one that can last the time, but
Print it in metal,
we
right?
could.
You guys print stainless steel.
Yeah.
That should last a long time.
Yeah, so we've been tossing around some ideas on what we should print that in, or maybe we print a form, and then cast it in concrete or,
Yeah.
cast it in something. That way we can put some,
Something more durable than the
Yeah.
wood or the sandstone or whatever they made it out of.
yeah. So yeah, a lot of history there, and but we've helped even the kid that's with disabilities. We had helped one mom and her son that he liked to ice skate for hockey, and he needed a riser in his skate. So the mom brought the skate in, and we scanned the skate, and then built the riser. I guess they originally went to UW for one years ago, maybe 6, 7 years ago.
Okay.
And we rebuilt it since the kid had grown.
Yeah.
Since
Shame on those kids for
Yeah.
growing up, right?
and then we 3D printed it in onyx. So onyx is a nylon carbon fiber blend, and then put it back in the ice skate, and the mom came back, everything was good, son was happy, back to the ice. And I don't know if when I come in I'm going to be scanning and printing elk. We do a lot of replicas, skulls. Being in Wyoming, we have a lot of hunting people that come in, or taxidermists, and we'll scan the skulls and then print more.
Very cool. Yeah, I think I remember a full-size skull instead of antlers down there at one point.
Right now, we're doing a form, so we're printing an antelope form for a taxidermist. Because if we're able to save him money, he's able to grow his business, and that helps us. And we're working on a lot of different things that haven't been done before. How do you make it so that you can attach the lips and the eyes? And I'm not a taxidermist. My dad was a butcher for 30 years, but I never thought I'd be marrying the two, from bringing, animals and something that people have done all the time to 3D printing. So
Very neat. So you've got some other stuff with you. You've got that elk right there.
Yep.
What else did you bring?
That elk was a one that a taxidermist had brought in, and we scanned it, and it was probably 4 or 5 foot tall. You know, this right here's my boss who doesn't like coming on podcasts. We didn't tell him that we were gonna scan him that day. We just told him to sit down, and it's he's been coined Mini Dave because you never know where he's gonna pop around. I think we're going to scan another one. And if you want to see any of them, you can. Just because,
Mini Dave Curry.
yep. I think we'll make another one, but put a top hat on it or something. Yeah. And
They can be shiny. They can be matte.
yeah, and
So did you guys lacquer this or something?
that one, yeah, because that one had a finish on it that was glossy, but
Okay.
the way that I was printing it, anything not facing up wasn't as glossy. So I was trying to even it out a bit. Because we paint down there, we have airbrushes and everything too. Um, we've since fixed this where we'll print it in matte and then lacquer the whole thing.
Okay.
We did one for another faculty member the other day, Steve. We did an elk that his wife had shot, and full color. You know, it was probably quite a bit bigger than that one.
That is, yeah, for the hunters in your life, or
Oh,
just the animal lovers, right?
Yeah, it was, and you figure pets. You know, if you want your
Yeah.
dog or horse or something as a little thing,
My daughter and her love of cats,
yeah,
right?
we could scan.
Well, if only I can
Yeah.
get my cat to sit still long enough.
Well, and with the scanner that we have, it's a lot easier than the other scanners.
Good.
So it's wireless, and we can scan a pet in 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 5, but it's quick. And it's just one pass. That's all you need. But it is, I'd say, the most advanced scanner.
That's pretty neat. What else you got there?
We have some art that one of our students did. So what she did was we also have a large format sublimation printer. So that's where we can print it out and then heat press it onto any object. Essentially, you can go on Amazon and find a lot of blanks.
So you got a cork back tile, and
Yeah.
then it just deposited the material on top of it.
Yeah,
right?
it's
The image.
the ink. You print it on a special paper, and the paper's just the delivery, and then you heat press it, and then it sticks. But this is just I'm trying to get artists to come because some artists get stuck in their ways. I only do this, but we've had quite a few students even come through that have made stickers or more tiles like this just to promote their own art. And yeah, that was an image that she drew herself and painted on, and then we put it on shirts and coasters and all kinds of stuff.
That's pretty neat. You got one last thing sitting over there.
Yeah, so this is one of our metal prints, so this is, viewers may have seen different models like this, or they go to a fair and see those little dragons. That one's in metal.
It's heavy.
Yeah, so 316 stainless steel, and that's off of our exact metal direct laser sintering printer. So basically the chamber fills with nitrogen, and then the powder gets wiped across at 0.4 microns, and then the laser hits it. So you're laser welding immediately in that shape.
Huh.
And then the bulb, which is just like a windshield wiper, wipes 0.4 microns again, and then it lasers it one more time until it's built up.
That's pretty neat.
And we've done quite a bit from hood ornaments to these. But we've done car parts, a lot of car parts, motorcycle parts.
Yep, I've handed you one to
Yep.
do myself.
Yep.
Right? So, yeah, that's wow. And I know it's not just you down there.
No.
So, who else is on the team? What's their background? What do they do?
Yeah, so down there, my team, we have Craig, who is a fabricator by trade. He's my car guy. He knows wiring and everything like that. But he handles a lot of our design and CAD work because all 4 of us have really strong CAD background. And I'd like to say that that's what sets us apart. You see on Facebook, everybody, I can 3D print, but no one can design,
Okay.
and everybody can look on Google and find that model on Thingiverse.
Can you make me one of these?
Yeah, can you make me this thing? And yeah, we can do that. But we can actually make parts that aren't there. I've had people just bring in crumbs of parts from the 30s, and there we are trying to, even just with calipers, reverse engineering it. Rob, my other designer downstairs, he's basically an aerospace engineer, is a rocket scientist of sorts. But Rob, he he designs as well, but he's doing a car part from a 40s International,
Wow.
and they needed the little window bracket things, and they only had one. So we're taking what they have and reverse engineering it because we can't scan it because it's a metallic object. We could try to spray it or whatnot, but it's almost quicker for us just to design it in CAD.
Kind of hard to find replacement parts for something they haven't made in 80 years.
And we're probably making it stronger than what they did 80 years ago. And because they'd use that pot metal or whatever. And so yeah, Rob's the other person on my team, and strong car guy, But he can sit down and do the fun stuff too. And the same with Craig, these fabricators and shop guys, they still we're working on the fun stuff too. And then the last one on my shop, I have Al. Al's a retired sign maker, so he's worked on different signs around town, and the put up the vinyl and the acrylic signs and backlit signs. So definitely have a lot of.
If I remember right, he's done a lot with stained glass also.
Yep, and gold leaf on different windows. That's a lost art that we're hoping to bring back, but anymore people just type in what they want online, and you can get fake chrome stickers made instantly. And that's where we come with ease. Do you want easy or do you want good quality?
I want both.
Yeah. And we're just trying to show people what goes behind that.
So, with good quality usually comes money, right?
Yep.
So, as folks walk in here or send you an email or however they contact you to say, "Hey, can you make me XYZ or can you help me design this?" What's it cost them? How does that work?
Yeah, so we work in two different paths. We have the membership path where people can sign up for a membership.
What do I get with my membership?
With your membership, you get access to all of the equipment down in the concept forge.
Show up every day?
You can. Usually we just ask that people email us the day before, 24 hours in advance, just so that we can make sure if that equipment's available, there's not a class going on that's using it. But we've been pretty flexible. And we're looking to try to open up and have later hours. That way, for the people that are working 9 to 5s, they can come work on their stuff afterwards. So that's something that we're hoping to do in spring of 26.
So with that membership, if I wanna be a heavy user, that's probably the right way to do it?
Yeah. And if you have the time and you want to learn, if it's CAD or using the laser, we usually try to sit down and get some sort of initial consultation. What is it that you want to learn?
Good.
We get a lot of people to say everything. We had a guy yesterday that I want it all. I want a laser engrave. I want a 3D print. Let's pick one. Let's start there.
Start somewhere, become at least decently
Yep.
competent at it, then move on?
Yep. And then we don't let you go until you feel comfortable and confident using that equipment. Like the lady that's downstairs now, she's using the laser, and I feel pretty safe saying that everything's fine down there. There's people down there right now, but she could come in, start it up, because in that consultation, we also go through safety.
Okay.
So safety is a big thing where, Craig says hot things are hot, sharp things are sharp. We're working with nozzles, cutting tools, lasers, so we're making sure that, we're wearing the proper clothing, hair's pulled back. So it's
Eye
different.
protection if I
Yep.
need it.
Mhm.
Not sticking my fingers in under the laser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll remove tattoos if you want it to. So, yeah, that we're really big on safety, and I tell people if this is the place where to start a fire or break something, it's the safest place on campus. So,
So, what's membership cost?
general memberships are $50 a month.
Okay.
We also have other pricing for families, and then we also have uh, like a senior citizen discount as well. And that one is it's 62 plus, and that one's $28 a month.
Does this include my materials? Materials are extra.
Materials are extra. Usually, a lot of times, these makers and whatnot, they've already worked on a project or have something, so a lot of them bring their own materials.
Okay.
But if they do use any of ours, we just bill on the back end.
Okay.
So we just invoice if it's wood or filament.
Now you mentioned membership was one avenue to get in. What I assume that means there's a second way to come in.
Yeah. And if you don't have the time to learn, and this is where we work with Laramie County One, we work with a lot of different businesses, entrepreneurs. Uh, we'll just make it. We'll just make it. We'll just make it as a commission.
Okay.
And I tell people, the college and the whip and everything helped with the equipment. Everything else as far as keeping the lights on, salaries, that's from the jobs and memberships. So we like doing what we do. So the more work that we can get in and the more people we can get in, the longer we can do this.
So membership, $50 plus any materials I might need. Or if I have a custom job, a one-off kind of thing, you'll figure out some sort of custom billing for it.
Yeah, and usually what it comes down to is time, material, machine fee, stuff like that.
Fair enough. So you mentioned hours. What you were hoping to do more on nights. What are your current hours?
Right now, we're open from typically 11 to 5. But if somebody does want to come in earlier, we've moved some things around. A lot of times in the mornings, we're just doing maintenance. So it just depends on the level of the member if they do need to come in that early, but 11 to 5 right now.
Okay. So I know you guys occasionally do boot camps and those kinds of things. What have you got planned in the near future?
Yeah, so we just finished our intro to 3D printing class, and we're rewriting that class a little bit. We've done over 20 classes, and you figure 10 3D printers in each class, and that's the class where we build the printer together, teach them how to use it, teach them the nomenclature, but then they get to take the printer home.
Ah,
We're going to rewrite that class a little bit because 3D printers are changing. They're faster, there's multicolor, and we want people to be able to understand and utilize those things. So, we will be doing one of those classes in February.
okay.
I don't have the exact dates yet. That's a tomorrow problem that we're working on, but everything will be on our Concept Forge webpage as far as the memberships and classes go. And then also, we want to get back into crafting and doing crafting classes. So Al and Rob both, they have a Christmas crafting class that filled up rather quick this coming weekend. And we're gonna do a hot chocolate bar. We're also gonna do some clocks. So we're gonna sublimate to some wood, make some clocks, and then make some tumblers and ornaments just for the holidays. But as far as the spring goes, if anybody has any ideas or interest in classes, we're always open to ideas, but we're thinking stained glass classes, leather classes, even if people want to do, we're really trying to get more people in. If someone wants to host a kid's birthday where it's like, let's have the kids here, but let's have them making something, a wooden project or a leather project. We want to start doing more stuff like that or team building.
I think that's one of the best things about outreach and workforce development, right? If the community wants something, we will find a
Oh,
way to
yeah.
make it happen.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
all right. So if you've got somebody out there who says, Chris, I think this is for me. How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Right now is by email. We have a telephone down there, but we're so busy we never really even hear it ringing.
So make sure you leave a message, folks.
Yeah. But email, and that's a Concept Forge email. So it's a conceptforge@lccc.wi.edu. Or stop on in. We're in CT 119. So we're over in Career and Technical. Come check things out, because that's the number one thing is that people say, we didn't know you were here. I do feel that we're one of the best hidden gems in Wyoming or in Cheyenne. And, I want to start reaching out and doing more, because if I don't hear machines running, there's something wrong. So, stop on in or come schedule an appointment with us. Give us a call. We're always open to new things, and we haven't said no to anything. We had two guys, the guys with the International, wander in yesterday, and they walk in and they say, "Hey, do you guys do the 3D stuff?" And then, yeah, we do that 3D stuff in whatever sense you may understand or comprehend. So, if anybody does know of any businesses that may benefit from us, if it's stickers or banners and posters.
Very cool. All right. Well, you've heard it, guys. Got a project in mind? Anything you want to make? Come stop in. Give Chris an email, leave him a message. You're gonna call him. But yeah, I don't think I've seen the forge empty, and short of being closed for Christmas, I don't think I've seen the forge empty. So, and you'll be amazed if you stop in how many different machines and project ideas they have going. They've made so many things. They've got lots of these sitting around to give you ideas. So please stop in, check it out. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.
I want tomorrow. I want tomorrow. I want tomorrow. I want tomorrow today.